So, we as humans and musicians and composers and whatever else are not alone. Birds do it too. This is a savanna sparrow, and I remember watching one of those David Attenborough shows, and he said that, yeah, the birds in the jungle that are up in the canopy where there's a lot of leaves and foliage that break up the sound will tend to use a kind of repetitive call because it gets acoustically broken up by the sound. And that way, if it's repetitive, if the other bird they want to communicate with doesn't hear it the first time, it's coming again. Birds that live on the floor there, they tend to use lower sounds that don't ricochet off the forest floor quite as much. And he claims that field birds of the fields and savannas and stuff like this savanna sparrow, he says there's a kind of buzzing quality to the calls that they use, which is like the sound is being compressed. And it's true, other people have said that these kind of calls are very efficient use of the energy that they have. It travels a long distance, and they're compressing a lot of whatever notes or sound into their call. This is a scarlet tanager. Let me see if I can find that page. Oh yeah. Another researcher named E.L. Shai of Wayne State University says that not only birds in the canopy and birds on the floor have different calls, and birds in the savanna, but the same species in different places evolves having different calls. This scarlet tanager lives in the East Coast forests in our country and on the west. The East Coast forests being more dense and, I didn't write down this part, but I think he said that in the more dense eastern forests, the pitch of the bird's call is a little higher. But I don't know if this is east or west. Another researcher found that this also happens to the same group of birds in one place. Birds in San Francisco whose songs were checked over a number of years, like 50 or 60 years, it was discovered that they raised the pitch of their songs as the traffic density got higher, because the higher pitch could be heard above the traffic, so they evolved higher songs. So this is kind of the end. I'm kind of saying that I don't quite listen to music the same, having thought about some of this stuff. And it's interesting to see that not only do we do it, but birds do it. And it's also interesting that despite my kind of analytical view of this, the emotional content still finds its way into whatever form or shape the music might take. And I would say that, well, as some people have claimed, that birds really do take a lot of pleasure in singing, and I would say that we do too. And that's the end of that. So now we're